Om Shri Sai Ram, Sathya Sai Vahini by Bhagavan Shri Sathya Sai Baba. The Sathya Sai Vahini is the Gita given to us by the person who as Sanatana Sarathi, eager and ready to hold the reins of our senses, mind, consciousness, ego and intellect and guide us safely to Shanti Nilayam, the abode of supreme peace, the goal of all mankind. May we all be blessed by His love and grace. Chapter 18, Activity and Action. The countries of the world fall into two categories, Karma Bhumi and Bhoga Bhumi. Countries where the people are devoted to activities with spiritual motivation and countries where the people pursue the pathways of the senses with no higher purpose to guide them. The categories emphasize the ideals of the people down the ages. Bharat or India is the Karma Bhumi, where the people have discovered the proper goal of all activity, namely the glorification of God, resident within and without. Karma is inevitable. It is immanent in every thought. It is of two kinds, material and spiritual. Laukika, that is connected with this world, and Vedika, drawn from the Vedas or scriptural injunctions. Karma, that merely sustains life, is material. The Vedika, that elevates the human into the divine, is based on either the Vedas or on the letter texts like the Shastras or the Smriti. They can be any of the three, mental, emotional, or physical. They are also determined by the activities which the individual has adopted either in previous lives or in this. The consequences of acts done in the past lives that are affecting this life are called prarabdha. Karma that one is engaged in now, which is bound to affect the future, is called agami. The stored karma, which is slowly being worked out by the individual in life after life, is called sanchita. The Shruti and the Smriti texts of India have thus classified karma on the basis of the consequences it creates in the life of the individual. The word karma is short and crisp. It is used freely by all and sundry, but the idea and ideals it conveys are of great significance to mankind. Karma is not simply physical, it is mental, verbal, and manual. Each one can read into it as much value and validity as his reason can unravel. Karma subsumes every activity of man, worldly, scriptural, the spiritual. All the three strands are in truth intertwined. The worldly karma entails merit or demerit. The scriptural karma is saturated with the experience of generations of good seekers. The spiritual devotees itself to the cleansing of the heart, so that the indwelling God may be reflected therein. Karma is a stream that flows ever faster and faster, turning the wheel of life and keeping it incessantly active. Karma means movement, or that which urges the movement. Air moves in space. The moving air results in heat. It is the friction caused by aerial motion that makes the latent heat manifest. Living beings are able to maintain the temperature of the body so long as air is breathed in and breathed out. The quicker the breath, the warmer the body. Warmth is the characteristic of fire. Fire is the origin of water. The sun, as one can see, raises clouds. The particles of water get mixed with other elements and then hardens into earth. The earth produces and fosters plants and trees which feed and foster man and keep him hale and hearty. These plants give the grain that man lives upon, and the seminal fluid that produces progeny is the gift of the grain. Thus is the karma of creation effected and continued. This is how the Smriti summarizes the process. In short, karma is observable here as movement, as progress, as evolution, and as hereditary effect. It is only natural and reasonable to expect that this vast flow, this constant movement, must have something fixed and unmoving as base and support. This is exactly what is posited as Atma or Parabrahma. The very first vibratory movement on that base happened when Parabrahma became Parameshwara and expressed the three thirsts for jnana or wisdom, Ichcha or wish, and Kriya or will. That very moment was known as the primordial karma, the karma of being transforming itself into becoming, the karma of Srishti or creation. It is the importance of karma that necessitated the triple aspects of divinity. Brahma, who causes creation, Vishnu, who supports and sustains, and Maheshwara, who dissolves and destroys. It is the law of karma that rules the motion of the stars, the planets, the galaxies, and other heavenly bodies in space. The same law directs and controls all that happens in all the worlds. It is inscrutable in its very essence. No one can penetrate into the time or space when karma was not. What, why, when, and how events do happen is beyond the capacity of man to predict with accuracy. They are laid down from eternity to eternity. Just as work being done or an activity which is engaging one can be referred to as karma, no work being done and no activity being engaged in are also karma. On seeing a person silent and calm, sitting quiet and doing nothing, we infer that he is free from activity. How, then, can he be described as doing karma? What is meant by saying he is not doing any work? He is not engaged in any activity. That statement only means that he is engaged in keeping himself away from any work or activity. So it can be affirmed that men sometimes are busy doing work and sometimes busy with keeping work away from their attention. That is to say, they are engaged in karma as well as akarma. If he is not engrossed or attached with the karma he does and is engaged in it as his duty, as his way of worship, and if he is not attached to the fruit of his action, then he can practice akarma even in karma. This is the highest sadhana, the very first act with which the career of a to draw in and breathe out the air that exists around him. It precedes every being willed or wished for. Not only man, but every living organism is evidence of this great marvel. Doubts may be raised. How can anything happen to man without his knowledge or without his resolution? It is best to answer this doubt by confessing that man cannot unravel such secrets. Even if an attempt is made to reply that nature is the cause, the question still remains, what exactly is nature? Breathing begins when life begins. It is an automatic, natural act. It is said, but all this is only saying the same thing in other words. They do not explain anything. It can as well be said that we are ignorant how it happens just when it is most essential. It is indeed surprising that the act of breathing is a mystery even to the person who breathes. When we reflect on the fact that yogis exercise their will and stop their pulse beats and their inhaling and exhaling process, we realize the power of will in inducing karma. Karma, we can infer, is not something hanging loose in midair. Unless we become doers, deeds do not emanate. Na jati ichchati yata, says the axiom in the Nyaya Shastra. As one knows, so one wishes. As one wishes, so one acts. The Vedanta Sutras also exclaim the same truth. Yad dhyati tad ichchati. That on which attention rests, that is the thing wished for. Yad ichchati tad karoti. That on which the wish rests, that is the thing for which deeds are done. Yat karoti tad bhavati. That is, that for which deeds are done, that is what becomes. The manifest nature of the individual is molded by desire. He shapes himself in line with his hopes, aspirations, attempts, and achievements. Even his own future life is designed by him through his decisions and deeds. The force that his reason exerts on him and which directs his will in specific directions is known as Prakriti or nature. When once it is discovered that one's own level of intelligence is the prime factor in determining one's inclinations and desires, then it is easy to follow the means by which one can win release from the hold of Prakriti. Karma is generally known to mean work. Transactions and actions of all kinds can be designated as work. There are no levels of work like low or high. All work is holy if it has to be done for the upkeep and uplift of life. This is the reason why karma is praised as highly sacrosanct and desirable, and as fraught with meritorious or deleterious consequences. The Hindus ascribe good fortune and bad, joy and sorrow, pleasure and pain to the inescapable fruit of karma, and so it has happened that some have labeled as idlers those who do not resist and overwhelm distress, disease and pain. This is a partial paralytic view which ignores the guiding principles and underlying philosophy of karma and knows it only as reflected in worldly material activities. This view is adopted and emphasized to help particular sections to progress, that is all. Take some examples from within your own experience. The computer working in an office, the farmer who lives on his own toil, the porter who depends on his physical strength to gather the mere means of livelihood, the blacksmith, the potter, the carpenter, the washerman, the barber. These are conscious of the activities which they have to follow and the sense of duty with which they have to follow them. They know that their lives cannot flow smoothly when each one does not fill his assignment with dedication. Therefore, they engage themselves in the profession as best as their intelligence, skills, and aspirations allow. But there is the need to promote such people into further activity, to warn them and encourage them. We have to undertake this task only when they are unable or unwilling to carry on their duties. In the case of Arjuna, who was confused about his duty and who withheld from battle since he was befogged by a feeling of renunciation, Sri Krishna said, "You have only to concentrate on the act and carry it out as you can. To act and only to act is the duty imposed on you." That was the immortal, nectarous advice of the Lord. This advice is quoted by many, but it must be pointed out that this advice was given in the context of the restoration of righteousness. It deals with activities approved by holy scriptures and shastras, and not with worldly, sensual, and animal activities like seeking food, shelter, and mates. Dharam Raja and others were immersed in worldly affairs and they were past masters in dealing with worldly situations. They were engaged constantly in following and fostering duties and responsibilities laid down for the four castes in society and the four stages of life. Why then should they be prompted and persuaded, counseled, and commanded to engage in battle? Krishna advised only Arjuna to resume his bow and arrows, presenting before him many an argument. You are born in the Kshatriya caste. That caste is entrusted by social norms with the execution of one social duty, fighting against injustice. Engaging in battle against wickedness is your responsibility. Do not desert that duty and discard that burden. Man is bound to the inclinations implanted in him by nature. Again, consider this. Man has to be ever involved in some activity or other. He cannot live without it even for a moment. Therefore, it is best you act now in accordance with the inclination and skill impressed on you by your ancestry and heredity. This is the lesson taught to him. The Kula Dharma, the path of the caste or class to which he belonged. Does work connote only acts by which foods, etc. are procured? Aircraft, ships, factories, hospitals are products of work. They too can be said to involve only worldly material work. This type of work is important for living, and happy living here is a preparation for spiritual advancement in hereafter. The more faulty one's activities in this worldly pursuit, the less success will be for the individual, the society, and the nation. There can be no two opinions on these points. Nevertheless, men do not exert as efficiently and as enthusiastically for spiritual advancement as they do for success and fame. This is indeed a pity. Jai Shri Ram.
Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Sathya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Sathya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Sathya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Oh